Alright, what's up everybody? This is Dualocracy here with another cast. Once again, these are geared towards gold and silver players and just what's going on right now on the ladder and strategy and how to combat that. I have been on a bit of a losing streak, so I just wanted to know what type of rank my opponent was in. And the reason I didn't respond to him is because he kept putting the backslash. I was like, alright, well, whatever, you know, no real point to respond. Nothing really notable, just trying to get, once again, probes to officially mine. The goal I always have as far as my first gateway is going to be, or my 11th probe is always going to be 115. That's when I want to get it out, and that's when I want to just have that in my mind. It's the most earliest time to do it, so I'd rather just, you know, try to achieve that. And by double clicking them, the whole point of it is just to be able to not have to have empty patches. Those 1 or 2 seconds where they have to go and then find another patch, it's something to avoid that. And it also helps me time out my build. The build I was going to plan on going, well, the build I go for is the 1 gate robo. That's what I, in my PvP right now, that's what I'm doing with my probe. I'm just scouting. I always, as soon as I build my gateway, I always scout with my probe, just scout my base, just to make sure, you know, what's going on and see if there's any proxies or anything like that. Now, I do scout him right here. I scout him and I see that he is building gateways. The only thing I honestly want to check for is if he's building a forge and nothing else. If that is the case, I'm more than likely going to cancel this gateway, build a forge, or try to wall off the front. More than likely, just cancel. I put my proxy here. I get the double gas early just to be able to have enough, you know, gas for the build I'm going. Typically, this build is very good against 4 gates. The reason why is because it'll free up a lot of gas, just getting this gas so early, so you can have those early sentries, and that'll be able to hold off, you know, that 4 gate until you can get your immortals up and whatever else tech that you're trying to go. So it's just a good safe build. Right now I'm just focusing on making sure that there's nothing going on in my base, as far as, you know, him not doing anything, looking at the mini-map. And then I'm just checking here to see if he does have his second gas. If so, I know that it's not going to be an immediate 4 gate. So that is something. Now, I did notice that he didn't send anybody over here, so I just decided to hide out here. I wasn't planning on doing anything with it really. I was assuming that it was going to get scouted. If not, I was going to put a pylon there. I always think that everybody should always check their bases, and if, for instance, he had snuck one in mine, you know, GG would have been called, and that's that. I do see a very early zealot here. Bad control on my part. I have no idea how many probes I lost. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's 3, 4, I'm assuming 5, so 5. I'm gonna still click that here. Oh, I lost 4. So, the worst thing, 200 resources to 100. You know, it's obviously, and then you have implied resources. So, it was a good attack. It caught me off guard, and obviously I'm putting out a sentry first. So, a little, I mean, it was a good attack, I should say, just because of what it did. Now, once again, you are gonna want to get these sentries to avoid this 4 gate. I still notice that my probe is in there, so I, you know, not building a pylon yet. If anything, I'm gonna do it right before, and then if I can actually get it in, I'm just gonna send in a couple zealots to go for the mineral line. Expect the pylon to be killed, and, you know, just continue from there. So right now, pretty much just building my units. You'll see what's going on here. I think I'm gonna have this open more often. And then I send my probe right here to just scout, make sure, you know, there's no proxies. Look in the same places. That a good rule is wherever you're placing these proxy pylons, like mine is over there, just look in the same place. That's a very good general thing as far as, well, where would somebody hide one? Well, where you would hide one is a great start as far as where someone would hide one. As soon as my gateways are done, and I mean warp gate is done, is when I put down that pylon. I do see that he scouts it, so I just go ahead and cancel it. Yeah, go ahead and cancel it. And then, if anything, the best thing that could have possibly happened there was me seeing that he had Stalkers instead of Zealots. If he had Zealots, I would have had to go into a Robotics bay to get Colossus, because Immortals, are not good against Zealots whatsoever. So, especially Speed Zealots. That's where Colossus would come in play. So, if you are going this Robotech, it's a lot like anything else. You've got to make one or the other. So that's where your scouting will come into play, and that's how you'll be able to realize, what you should be making. And I'm sorry if the music's loud. I had no idea if it's going to affect this or not. Now, I do see the Stalkers there. One good thing about having that observer, and I was able to see it briefly. Now, I do know an attack is coming here, so I want to spot out where it's going to be exactly, and then go from there. I am building another Immortal, so I can protect myself. I have 2 sentries. I'm assuming enough for about 3 or 4 force fields. Enough for, yeah, it's 3. Oh, alright, enough for 6. So it's not bad, and that's just off of those 2. Everything is all in conjunction. It's just like Templar. You don't need to have 10 Templar on the field. You need to have 3 that have full energy. So right now I see the attack coming. He puts a force field down. I put a force field down. I do try to move my sentries out of the way so they don't get blocked. And then once again, you just wait for the attack. Nothing else matters. Don't take your eyes off that ramp, because when he does come in, and now you'll see the first time he came in, backed up, trying to bait me in. I didn't take that, and now his sentry comes up, which is great. And from here, I'm just gonna do the same thing. Just try to wait it out. I come out now, try to approach. These Zealots do massive damage just by being how annoying they are. I am able to clean this up, and then the next goal I'm gonna have is I wanted to warp in. I should have warped in right here, but I didn't, and that's another mistake. And these are mistakes you're gonna make. These are why we're this is why we're in gold and silver, because of things like this. So identify them and learn from them, and that's the most important thing. I should be sending in with these, but I'm not sure if I can warp down from there without sight, so I have to keep them there. And then from here, my plan is just to send these in kind of on a suicide mission, and then build my expansion, build my Nexus, and just go from there. So right here, I realize this isn't the best thing ever. At this point, I decide, let me just go for the Sentry. If anything, I can just take off of his gas, which will delay the tech. I do get the Sentry, and now you'll see I decided to go for one more, or I decided to go for a warp-in round of units and an Immortal, because I realized now is a good time to push. He is weak, so I am trying to just get it to where I can find a decent timing attack. I didn't scout out. I should be scouting out right now. But I saw a lot of Stalkers. Now, one thing that you can assume your opponent's going to do if you're going this 1-gate robo, if he's somewhat competent like my opponent is, and by that I mean at this level somewhat competent, he's going to say to himself, alright, what can I directly counter this with? And that's going to be Speed Zealots. Now, I'm trying to hit this attack before those really take effect. If I can start my expansion, if I can do some damage here before those take effect, then it'll be a lot more powerful of an attack. Instead of, okay, well, let me get this going. I got extremely lucky here by catching him off guard, and he was trying to break down my rocks, and he didn't. Now you get a micro away from these Zealots, but that was a good catch. To a good player, it wouldn't have been a good catch. He would have had his observer there, and if anything, he might have even let him. He might have. I could have put a sentry at the back and then force fielded off. So right now I warp in. I realized that I did either kill off a substantial amount or see what he had. Now this attack right here, very good. This is what I was trying to accomplish. He's doing, but he's doing it the proper way. He's not going for my Nexus. It's smart. And once again, I still see here. Alright, now is when these speed locks are taking effect, right now. And that's why I realized I think he pulled away. I think he was just trying to wait for that. So, right now, it's, the battle is, as you're seeing it, it is, Stalkers, Immortals, versus Speedlots and Stalkers. Had he gone exclusively Speedlots from here on out, I think he would have did a much better job. As you can see, he's not really attacking my army. And these are things that, mistakes that is always going to be made. Now right here, immediately at my decision right here, and I think this is the turning point in the game, I say I've got to get these pylons down. I don't care about probes, I don't care about anything else. These pylons need to go so we cannot continue warping in. Because when I saw those 3 zealots, if you go back in the replay, you'll see I made a move to go back to my base, and then I said forget it. So right now, that's the only thing I care about, these pylons, and you'll see. And depowers things, and bam, right there, that's the money one. Once that's done, and then from here on out, you know, speed lots. So I have to micro away from them. I can't focus on the army over here because they'll do a tremendous amount of damage, but I can start attacking and moving forward. The one thing I do here is I am attacking. I understand why he didn't attack me with his probes. I mean, he needs to build. Now, what I did at this point, I see this pylon. Is this immortal? Is the only purpose of it is for blocking these pylons from getting up. If I can crush his ability to get up any structures or get up any energy for his buildings, he can't do anything. And at the same time, you'll notice that I mean, I'm all in right here. I've got nothing. I've got no minerals. I can warp in a century, you know, and that's it. Right now I'm attacking the Nexus. Not the best choice. I should have been over here preventing. But you'll see he does get some stuff up. Now he gets it up. I'm trying to kill the probe. And right now I say, alright, well, I know there's obviously going to be warp-ins. I should have grouped my armies up faster. And I'm going to have to micro this Immortal. Now, you'll see I let him attack, and then I know I'm going to pull him away. So I pull the Immortal away, and that just gives me time to have the ability, and I tried to pull my Stalker away. It gives me time for them to attack the units in the front, so I can at least, you know, if not regenerate shields, be able to not die immediately. I didn't do that with this Immortal, and that's the difference. It's GG. It was a very close game. What I think he could have done different was wherever he was warping in from with the those charge lots, he should have continued warping into my base. He should have killed off all my probes, and that because I mean, there's a lot of things that I did wrong in this game. The probes that were just sitting there, I should have sent them in here to attack. I should have been scouting out to see if he'd build any other buildings. Maybe he was, you know, just doing something else. He had a lot of minerals. He could have got up another Nexus. Who knows? Point being, in these situations, if you're going to go for the base race, and I mean, if you're going to go for the base race, you have to understand the most important thing is not taking out the Nexus first, you know, no more minerals. When it's a Protoss, the most important thing is going right after those pylons. Make sure he can get no energy, because then once you kill off the army, that's it. You know, he has nothing else to do, and then you have free reign on all the probes. Thank you very much for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed. As always, if there's anything that I can do to make these better, or just cast them better, or point out certain things, or put up, you know, certain tabs, just leave them in the comments. Thank you, and take care.